the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.
Hello Tiger fans, I'm Emily Dixon and welcome to this week's edition of Inside LSU Sports presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's been an interesting week all across campus as an ice storm hit Baton Rouge, but that didn't stop the Tigers from getting in the majority of their events. So bundle up and get comfortable. From softball to track and field and everything in between, we've got you covered with all the recaps. But as always, let's start today's show out with Mike Smith and LSU Gymnastics head coach Jay Clark as they recap the Tigers' thrilling meet with the #1 ranked Florida Gators, which included an SEC Specialist of the Week.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Ross's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Williamson Cosmetic Center and Paranac Aesthetic Surgery, where you'll always place first with us.
Hello everyone, welcome inside LSU Sports. I'm Mike Smith here in the LSU Gymnastics Training Center on the LSU campus in Baton Rouge. An amazing LSU Gymnastics meet in the Maravich Center on Friday night. A COVID capacity crowd enjoyed #1 versus #2, a showdown for the ages, and it went down to the very last performance, just like we thought. And here with me to recap it all is our head coach, Jay Clark. Jay, you have said a heavyweight bout was in the offing, and it was every bit of that and more.
It was. You know, heartbreaking the way that it ended, but so proud of how these kids competed top to bottom throughout. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with what everybody knew coming into this year was going to be probably the best team in the country, and we didn't give an inch, you know, right up till the end. So just proud of these guys. You know, we're still growing. We're a young team, you know, 5 freshmen and sophomores on each of the first 2 events, and several more sprinkled out on the last 2, and we're growing, and we're going to get better, and that's the exciting part.
49-6 on vaulting for the LSU Tigers in the first rotation on Friday night against the Florida Gators. It really set the tone, and I thought Alona Shenikova with the 9.925 score in that #2 spot, Jay, really just put the marker on the floor that tonight's going to be tonight.
Yeah, well, what do you say about Alona? I mean, the last several weeks, I told people this kid's good, and she's showing up, and she's really believing, and she's feeling herself now, and it's a great thing to watch. It's such a joy to watch that kid having a blast, doing what she's doing, and watching her scores continue to increase week over week. And we've got something in Alona, and we're so glad that she's here.
You know, and if you take a look at the last 3 in that lineup, were absolutely sterling with way over 9.9 plus to get you to that 49-6 score. And you could tell Bob Moore's reaction as well. He knew that you guys had really set the tone in the first rotation.
We did, and it was the first time we've had what amounts to close to, if not our best vault lineup going, and it showed. Getting Alona on track, getting Kaya Johnson back in. Sarah Edwards was back this week with us, and that just frees up. That takes a little heat off of Haley in that back end spot. That when you know that you're getting set up that way, it frees everybody up, and it was great to see.
A 2/10 lead for the Fighting Tigers over the #1 Gators after the first rotation. You didn't quit there. You go to the uneven bars, you pick up right where you left off. Kaya Johnson had a night.
Yeah, she's starting to feel it again, and that's a good thing because she went through this phase of kind of feeling pressure from how well she had done last year, and you could just see it after she vaulted. You could kind of see that the air come out of the balloon, and it freed her up again, and she looked like herself on bars really for the first time all year long, and that was a great start with a 9.925 right out of the gate on bars.
Yeah, and then you begin to kind of walk the ladder a little bit. Olivia Dunn with a terrific routine right there, and of course it's all leading up to that anchor spot with Sammy Durante, who delivers as a senior.
Yeah, well, you know, a meet goes in waves, and I tell them all, there's always going to be a little bit of an ebb and flow. What we have to do is when we capture the momentum, make sure we don't ever totally lose it. There'll always be a little bit of a retraction in the momentum of a meet as you go through it, but make sure you don't ever let it go. Fight through those little lulls that can happen and be able to come out the other side of it, and this bar lineup did a great job.
And I thought, again, Alona in the 5th spot in that lineup sets up Sammy to do what Sammy does, but that combo at the end, Jay, that is lethal.
Yeah, if Alona's dialed in like she was tonight, she and Sammy at the end is a big comfort for us. That's 2 big bullets, you know, right there at the end that we've still got left in our gun. And so even if things don't go perfectly early, you know you've got those 2 at the end that can make up for it.
49.55 on the uneven bars. If you thought last week at Auburn was great, wow, this week against the Florida Gators, 99.150 at the halfway point. The second half of the meet is coming up right after this quick timeout inside LSU Sports.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
That's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
To the people stepping up in the face of an unprecedented challenge, thank you for everything you're doing to serve our communities and keep us safe. To the people of Hancock Whitney, thanks for being the ones our clients can count on. Because even though it feels like everything has changed right now, it's reassuring to see that some things haven't. We'll get through this the same way we always do, together.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
Oh, what a meet we have on our hands in the Maravich Center on Friday night. The #1 Florida Gators, the #2 Fighting Tigers of LSU in front of a really, really raucous crowd that was enjoying themselves on a Mardi Gras weekend starting off. And I'll tell you what, 99-1-5 for the Fighting Tigers, a 2/10 lead over the Gators going into the third rotation. Jay Clark joins me once again. Jay, you know, you lead off on the balance beam in the third rotation. You're settling into this meet. And Christina Desiderio with a 9-9 score got you going, but you didn't stop there. That lineup just really produced from top to bottom all the way through.
They did, and Christina is in that spot because she's a senior, she's a seasoned vet. She has produced in that spot all along. She provides us such a great start and gives us such confidence going into balance beam, and that's really what you want out of that first up routine, and I think she's the perfect first up kid.
And then you go Sammy, Bridget, Haley, right in the heart of that lineup. Meanwhile, over on floor, the Gators are starting to kind of feel themselves a little bit and thinking that they're putting some pressure on the Tigers. But every time a score was thrown on the left, you had one on the right that really seemed to just throw down another card on the table.
Well, that's when it really got interesting. I think, you know, both teams were kind of feeling themselves out a little bit. We both went hard on the first two events, but then you could feel the meet start to tighten up because they're hands down the best beam team in the country, at least at this stage of the game. So they knew that they were, if they could keep it close going into balance beam, for them, that it was going to be a barn burner. And so we knew we had to really keep pace with their floor. And so our kids just stepped up and delivered. I don't know how many 9-9s there were in those first 4 or 5 routines, but it was a pretty solid beam night.
Well, indeed you did. You had 4 of them out of the 6 that were 9-9 or better. So you held serve, really. 2/10 lead going into the 4th and final rotation. And of course, as we always say at a home meet in the PMAC, you know that it's floor time and everybody comes to their feet in anticipation. You know, you start off just in terrific fashion, and I think going 1 to 5, you really set up and kept putting that pressure on Florida because, as you said, you knew they were coming on the balance beam.
Yeah, I would have felt better going into floor knowing that we had a 3.5 lead. I kind of told Bugs that before the meet. If we could go into the last event with a 3 to 3.5 lead, I'd feel pretty good about it because that would leave a little bit of margin for error.
But you had to make that key change, though, to start the lineup.
We did, and Bridget Dean handled it. I mean, at the end of beam, when Reagan comes off the balance beam and dismounts, she looks at me and says, I don't think I can go because of the hip. I turned to Bridget, looked at her, we kind of nodded, and she's like, I got it. And she goes and starts us out with that 9.875, and it was just amazing.
Absolutely was. And then you begin to start rolling. We saw Sierra Ballard, the freshman, step up, someone you know quite well. And I'll tell you, is there anybody that enjoys a routine as much as she does?
That kid performs her routine better than anybody on our team. And I just had an individual meeting with her this week, and you know, it's got her to verbalize what's her vision for herself and what does she want to see happen with her career here at LSU. And you know, I think it was that conversation was a little bit of breakthrough, and she really attacked that tonight in a pressure situation because we had a mistake in the 2 spot on floor and really needed her to come through. And wow, did she? And it was great to see. She shows it off. If I could get them all to perform their routines that way, it'd be pretty impressive.
Well, you know, and of course the meet ends in an unexpected fashion when we've come to rely on Haley Bryant so much. But as you so aptly said afterwards, we don't win because of one person. We don't lose because of one person. An unfortunate incident on her last pass goes down in the books as a score that allows the Gators to take the victory. But when you're all said and done with this, Jay, so many positives to look at.
Oh, absolutely. There are so many. And we can find 1/10 pretty much on every event that we could have found in various routines. And, you know, Haley Bryant has been there for us all year long on that event. She's been our horse. And, you know, you've got to understand these kids are, every now and then they're all going to make a mistake. And so it's up to everybody to make sure that we go and find those 1/10 that we can find, that each person can find, that covers that, so that if somebody does have a mistake, we don't take that loss. And Haley's a great kid, and she should not at all think twice about that.
This week's Exceptional Performers of the Week brought to you by Women's Hospital, where experience matters, trust Women's. It goes to the entire LSU team. Show up in enormous fashion against the #1 team in the country tonight, the #2 Tigers, with a 198+ score in front of a raucous crowd. And that is your Women's Hospital Exceptional Performers of the Week. Jay, there's no rest for the weary in the Southeastern Conference. Next week, off to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Another opportunity to improve yet another smidge.
Yeah, we're going to have to. That's a good team over there. They're climbing the ladder just like a lot of teams, and they've got a talented bunch over there, and it's always tough when you go to Tuscaloosa. So we'll probably see some lineup changes and make some moves and do everything we can to keep improving, keep climbing the ladder.
Jay, best dual gymnastics meet I have ever personally witnessed, the Tigers and the Gators. It was so much fun.
It was almost perfect. It was almost perfect.
And there'll be more Inside LSU Sports coming up right after this timeout.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice. And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method? Brings out the citrus notes. Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Drive the 2020 F-150 with $5,500 cash back, only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot even as our heads stay cool, because now is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Assurance Financial, lending the way home buyers prefer it.
The LSU softball team opened up their 2021 season with wins over McNeese State and Kansas before the Tiger Classic was cut short due to weather. The team is back in action this weekend in Tuscaloosa at the Bama Bash tournament. And now baseball is officially back at the box this weekend. Here's a glimpse at this year's talented roster, followed up by our introduction to the team's newest number 8 pitcher, Matthew Beck.
We take us. Hey guys, this is Gus. Gus is in charge. He's the head coach right now. Did you give him instruction already,
Yes, sir,
Gus?
I did.
Okay.
Stand right here, Gary.
Gus, you take charge. Let's go, baby. Right here, squeeze in a little bit more. Kate.
Yeah, can we squeeze on this front row?
Squeeze in. Gagan, stand up there on that desk. Alex Brady inside Corey. There you go.
Hey, put your tiger in the front. Hey, Nate, nice pants, dude. Those look tight as hell.
Smile big.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Are we good, Gus?
Perfect. You're good.
All right, Gus. Hey. Rookies are in white uniforms on these benches.
When you're a kid, you dream big. You dream about big games and packed stadiums, bright lights and Friday nights. You dream about competing for championships and winning them. But the first dream is simple, and it's the one that matters most. You dream of wearing purple and gold, putting on that jersey for the first time, of following in the footsteps of your heroes.
Mata comes through. The Tigers have the lead.
Bregman's going to have to hurry. Barehand throw in time.
Fraley, though, going to tag, come to the plate. The throw not in time. He's safe. And there it is, number 353.
When that dream finally comes true, you discover a new one. To leave a legacy, to make your mark, to cherish every minute, and to inspire the next kid who dares to dream big.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like...
It's looking kind of chilly out today. What am I gonna wear? I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with a top-rated app that lets you deposit checks and transfer money anytime, anywhere, is it really even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that.
Get exceptional offers from your Louisiana BMW Centers, the official luxury vehicle of LSU Athletics.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot, even as our heads stay cool. Because now is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Academy Sports and Outdoors. With curbside pickup, it's never been easier to shop in store or online at academy.com.
We've got another record-breaking student athlete on campus as Davis Bove set the school record with a sub-4-minute mile at the Music City Challenge in Nashville over the weekend, breaking a record that stood for 25 years. And we also have a new world record set when senior Terrence Laird clocked a world-leading time in the 200-meter dash over the weekend, which ranks as the second fastest mark in LSU history. As the Tigers gear up for SEC championships next week, here's a look back at the highlights from the Tyson Invitational.
Trying to beat a 2068.
From the boot to the Super Bowl, former LSU running back Leonard Fournette has shined bright on the biggest stages, and now he's a world champion. Here's a look back at the New Orleans native from his days in purple and gold to celebrating the Confetti Fall in Tampa.
Born and raised out of Louisiana, New Orleans, out the 7th Ward. Love Louisiana, man. There's no place like home. So for the next 3 or 4 years, the boot, baby, LSU.
LSU gets the #1 player in the nation. Oh, a crushing run.
Into the secondary. Runs over a man. Leonard Fournette.
With the 4th pick,
That guy sheds that run.
the Jacksonville Jaguars select
The break. He did. LSU touchdown.
Leonard Fournette, running back, LSU.
Can still run the football, I think, at an elite level. He's just got to get in the right offense.
Tell him stop calling me Lenny. That ain't my name. It's playoff Lenny's time, that's all.
Fournette, who powers down the man, running over defenders before Fournette. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Y'all know, we all know, I'm just blessed.
In total, 4 former LSU athletes earned their Super Bowl ring, bringing a program total close to 50 players who have hoisted the Lombardi Trophy. Well, that puts a bow on this week's episode, but we'll be right back here next week to bring you all the latest from Baton Rouge. I'm Emily Dixon, and as always, thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We'll see you next week.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Ross's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers.
This is the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.